Hi, welcome to Germany. I would like to share about my experience going to a hospital actually a day before yesterday, and because I had a bleeding from my operation from my cervical area. A week ago I had my what they call conization here. Actually also in English they call it conization. That's a kind of procedure where they are going to remove the lower part of your cervical because it was affected by a certain kind of virus. My operation lasted maybe around 20 to 30 minutes, and after that I was sent home. And I was told to, actually before the operation I was told that my recuperation period will last up to 2 weeks, and so I'm absent from my practicum for 2 weeks. And a day after the operation, I had this discharge, a mixture of kind of blood and water. That's the normal secretion you have whatever surgery is being done to your body. And I read about it, what to do, what to expect. And I noticed that after the third day, when I was, after my operation, I was walking like only within the apartment. And I had like chill. I had a chill during the day, and during the evening time actually, and also like bleeding. And I was thinking perhaps because I walked a lot, and the next day I slept most of the day, just rested and just lay down, and I walked less around the apartment, and that helped, and the bleeding was gone. And then I still have this secretion, the usual that I had. And then last Friday, which is like 7 days after my operation, I went out shopping together with my partner to buy some food because I will be alone for the rest of the week, as he has something to do. So I needed to see what to get and what do I need personally, so I preferred to go with him. And that was maybe a bit of more walking than expected. On the evening I had severe bleeding, and I thought maybe because I'm walking a lot, so perhaps the next day I should take a rest. And I still keep on observing it. It was already Saturday, and also the day where my partner is going to leave. And I said I won't be going to the doctor since I maybe, just give a distress to the wound, and perhaps it will go away when I take a rest. And I said I'll just observe it, and if it won't change, then I may possibly just went to the doctor. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the same thing that happened, and I said perhaps I should go to the doctor because the bleeding really gets stronger. And I went to the emergency department where I don't need appointment to be treated to the doctor, and I didn't wait for a long time. I went there like around 10 p.m. actually Sunday, and I didn't wait for a long time. I was lucky. I'm happy because I was in pain and I was bleeding, and there was a nurse that got my vital statistics, and they got my blood pressure. They want to know my temperature and my pulse. and they want to see if it's normal and stuff like that. And I said, and they found out it's actually normal. Luckily that I still have the normal blood rate and blood pressure or something like that. And but still I'm in pain and I was still bleeding. And they said, and the nurse said that the doctor will check me and decide if maybe I can go home if it's normal, or they will hold me in the hospital for a further observation, maybe for a possible treatment. So the doctor came and she said, okay, let me check you. And she brought me to a small room for like a normal checkup, and she said, is there anything I need to know about the past, about what is happening now? And I said blah 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 everything, and I gave her the report of what we read it. And then I explained that at the moment I am bleeding and I have a pain and I felt like I am bloated. And then she said, well, let me first check your stomach, because maybe there is something with the stomach apart from what your current problem. Then she tried to check it, and and suddenly the phone rang, and then she needs to pick it up because no one was there, only her. And I was left opening my shirt, and I need to bring it down again so that I won't have a stomach pain. Then maybe around 2 minutes, she went back to me again and she said, okay, that's it's normal, everything is normal. And then she said that now you can remove your underwear and let me check the operated part. And then I was sitting there hanging my legs, and then opening everything. And then she was like asking me if I giving birth to any kids or I had a miscarriage. And then I said no, I didn't have any kids. And so she tries to find a smaller, like when you have your pap smear, they kind of choose which one fits to your vagina. Apparatus. The thing is, she needs something more than what she already had in her hand, and she left that object that in my vagina. And she went to the cupboard to find the things that she needs to find. And of course, what does she expect? The thing doesn't hold there by itself, so it fell to the ground. And I was bleeding at that time, and the blood was scattered on the ground along with that thing that is sticking on my vagina. And she said, like, oh, forget about it. Let's continue what we. And then what she wanted to do, she got another thing. They opened my stuff with a new one, and then she forgot she needs something. Then she removed it again. Then she opened every corner of the room, every cupboard, and then she said, "Where is this thing? Where is this thing?" Oh, we tried to arrange it actually, and that's why it's something new to me, and I don't know where the things are, although there are actually like a sign that's written there what is inside in this cupboard, but she didn't read it, and she said she didn't find what she was looking for. And then finally, oh my god, I was like hanging there open, bleeding, and she was like chaotic and she don't know what to do and what to. It was so crazy, and I felt like. And then she stick that thing inside my vagina, and she was like, blood. And she put the blood out and put it in the garbage. And then she said like, okay, I needed to see where is the thing that is bleeding now. And I said, can you just use your your ultrasound so that you don't need to, you know, my vagina, you know, and she's like, no, I won't be able to see which part is bleeding if I will use the ultrasound. And I was thinking, well, when I was with other Frauen, you know, the OB-GYN, they have this thing that will stick in your vagina like a dildo, and then they will see what is really going on there, and they didn't have it. They didn't have it. She needs to like really open, you know, if she could just open my vagina with her fingers, she would have done it. But she haven't. She needs to use this instrument. And then I was like, oh my god, that she really needs to do that. I was in pain. And then she said, okay, I'm going to stick something like a cloth inside your vagina to stop the bleeding. And we will observe it. And if it still bleeds tomorrow, then you're gonna be under an operation again. Like we are going to, they have like some process I cannot explain in English. And also another thing, if that doesn't function, they're going to sew that operated part to stop the bleeding. And I was like, okay. And then she stick that thing inside my vagina. Oh my god, it was very, very, you know, it has to be done, I think. And then so I sleep with that thing the whole night. Yeah, I was brought to the OB-GYN in that hospital. Yeah, I slept there the whole night, but I wasn't really was able to sleep because I was like checked 3 times. The next day, an OB-GYN, another doctor, came to finalize if I will be having another operation or it is okay if she puts something there just to stop the bleeding. And so she brought me to her own checking area, which is closed. And then the same thing that the previous doctor, you know, like she did the same thing. She used the same instrument, which is this separated thing that will open the vulva, you know. And the problem, the same again, that there is no other person in that room. And she told me she tries to open the vulva, and she told me, I don't have any free hand, and it's quite difficult to really look into that wound and do something with it. And I said, maybe I can help. And then she said, well, that is exactly what I'm thinking. Maybe you can help me. And she gave me the other part of the instrument. And I said, okay. And then she was like, open with the instrument, my vagina. Oh god. Oh, it was surprising. And then I need to hold the upper part so the vagina will open like this. She needs to be moved down. I need to move up. I'm like, okay. And then she put like a kind of like a silver that sews it's sewing, you know, it's going to patch. I can imagine that she tries to reach into the wound and try to patch with kind of silver. And then she said that some patients with this situations, this kind is already enough, and you don't need to undergo that operation again and be under anesthesia again. I said that should be a good idea because I don't want to be under the anesthesia again. Yeah, after that one, I still stayed in the hospital for a few hours under observation if it's still bleeding. And then it didn't bleed anymore. Also, it bleeds, but it was only like a tiny drop, you know. And they said, okay, that's very little, it's nothing. So they let me go home. And because I wasn't able to sleep the night before, and so when I arrived home, I slept most of the day. But when I woke up, I went to the toilet and found out that the bleeding was actually not stopped, and instead it was actually more than what I expect. And I was thinking the processed or the silver that's being patched on the wound didn't help. And I thought maybe, the doctor tried to do what she can do, but it didn't actually help. And she was also telling me that the more she is going to go to that operated part, of course it will be disturbed, and it's expected that it might bleed more than what it should be. And so exactly how it happened. And yeah, I was thinking it way may better if it's going to bleed again, that I will just stay home and observed and relax, and instead of just going directly to the doctor, because wounds needs time to heal, and I should just be patient and trust my body for the healing process.